Thank you so much. For the next session, Securing the World, Cybersecurity in the Age of the Internet of Things, I would like to call to the stage the chair of this session, Ofer Schreiber, partner at YL Ventures. Ofer, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Manny, and good afternoon, everybody. Securing the IoT world is a big and challenging task. How big is it? The number of connected devices by 2020 will be between 20 to 50 billion. Depends on the analyst that you're asking. How challenging it is. The fragmentation and prevalence of connected devices in our world is amazing. Think of large industrial equipment in manufacturing plants, smart grids, buildings and homes, connected cars, medical devices, all the way to wearables, webcams, and even baby monitors. All have very different hardware, software, operating systems, communication protocols, and vulnerabilities. Adding to that, like almost any new technology that is quickly adopted by the masses, security is an afterthought. It was not considered in product design in all these connected devices, which are often shipped with old and unpatched embedded operating systems and software. So the main question, which will be addressed from various angles by the three great speakers who will be shortly come up on stage, is who is responsible to secure the IoT world? Are these the manufacturers who are struggling with thin margins? Are these the consumers who their connected devices are being exploited by hackers to launch distributed denial of services attacks? Are these the enterprises that become the target of such attacks? Or is it such a complex challenge which requires the interjection of state-level actors and regulators? As a seed investor myself, I would suggest another actor that may solve the problem, and that is the startup community. In Israel, 2017 is the year of IoT security. Like many other cybersecurity sectors, we see entrepreneurs way ahead of the curve, working today on solutions for tomorrow's problems. The time of 50 billion connected devices is not so far away from us. The best example for this is Cyberstorm, the startup competition we will hold tomorrow at 4 p.m. in this auditorium. From dozens of applicants, only 4 have been selected by the judges, mentors, and YL Ventures team. 2 out of the 4 startups, out of the 4 finalists, are in fact IoT security startups. This shows you the emphasis forward-looking security experts put on this complex challenge. And we do expect some of the best solutions to come out of here. So I would like to call to the stage our first speaker, Ms. Esti Peshin, General Manager of the Cybersecurity Division in Israel Aerospace Industries. Esti.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a pleasure to be here again. You seem a little bit tired after the presentations of the morning, so I'll start by a brief discussion of trust, if you will. See, Manny, our great moderator for the day, maybe a round of applause for Manny for the great work he's been doing. So Manny spoke about trust. Trust is a cornerstone of human interaction. Trust is a cornerstone of how the internet evolved. So I trusted Ofer to do a little dance for you to wake you up, but apparently he didn't do that. So now no choice but to wake you up with my presentation. So today we'll be speaking about the wonderful world of IoT, the Internet of Things or the Internet of Everything. Now, a well-executed IoT strategy creates a safe world. Devices are controlled by computers and are therefore safer because they are more predictable. IoT provides us better comfort and efficiency, better decision-making, and eventually creates more revenue. There are a lot of advantages to IoT. But one of the major disadvantages of IoT is that a more connected world is a more vulnerable world, as can be illustrated in this amazing cartoon. Now you can see here a lot of connected devices, each of which is participating in a certain attack. Some of them are participating in a ransomware attack, and you can see the little IP camera on the desk participating in a DDoS attack. But we'll get back to that in a little while. So the IoT cybersecurity challenge is that the world is becoming more and more connected. So Ofer spoke about between 20 to 50 devices by 2020. There's actually a prediction by Morgan Stanley of 75 billion devices by 2020. I've even seen a prediction by Huawei of 100 billion connected devices by 2025. Now this is a tremendous number, an ungraspable number of devices that need to be protected. Why do these devices need to be protected? Because they can cyber attack us. And we've seen this throughout the end of 2016 and the beginning of 2017. Initially, there was the Mirai attack that was discovered in August 2016. It basically affected Linux-based devices, such as CCTVs, routers, DVRs, and these devices actually became bots and participated in botnet attacks, one of which was the mega attack in October 2016 on the DNS provider. Created a tremendous impact around the world where various cloud-based service providers were actually down. We couldn't work. It created a huge global impact, and we'll get back to that later. And now, just in May 2017, there was another attack, the Perserai attack, where the Perserai attack basically impacted IP cameras. Now, the current assessment is that over 1,000 models of IP cameras were impacted, and the largest figure I've seen to date was that 120,000 devices were impacted as part of this Perserai attack. Now, this is a very interesting attack because basically the malware is downloaded to the camera. The camera downloads some additional command and control software, some blocking software, and then deletes the malware and starts to propagate it to other cameras. So once again, a very interesting IoT-based attack. Now, you know, IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries, one of the largest defense contractors in Israel, and one of the main issues that we are looking into today is military IoT. Now, IoT creates a tremendous advantage for each and every one of us, for each and every consumer, but it can also create a tremendous advantage for the military in terms of effectiveness and efficiency, starting from the personnel, the soldier, through situational awareness, autonomous systems, facility management, and so on and so forth. IoT is everywhere. The internet of everything, the internet of military things. So, what are the IoT cybersecurity challenges? Initially, the fact that it's about everything. Eventually, everything will be connected. My refrigerator will be connected. My IP cameras will be connected. My cars will be connected. Planes will be connected. Planes are already connected. Military systems will be connected. It will create operability constraints. There are system engineering limits. We need to secure various types of protocols and components. And I think one of the most important elements is that today, hardware security is a must. Hardware is king. We need to secure the hardware level because this is the most resilient level when we are talking about IoT. But when we're talking about securing a tremendous amount of device, physical security becomes an issue because we can access these devices. We can access these devices, we can hack into these devices, and from them we can hack into the IoT ecosystem. We can compromise tremendous missions and operators. For example, the DNS attack, which I mentioned earlier. So, I think many of you heard me speak in previous occasions about the fact that when we are talking about national-grade challenges, we require national-grade solutions. We require solutions that take into account technology, methodology, constant innovation, and Israel is a great provider of innovation to the global cyber ecosystem. We need collaboration, both at the national level and the international level, and we need to constantly improve our skills, capacity build-up and maintenance of our skills. But when we are talking about IoT, we are talking about a global challenge. And when we are talking about a global challenge, we require a global approach, taking into account also regulation. And here, from this stage, I'm clearly saying that one of the most crucial elements for securing IoT is improved regulation. We need to regulate the protocols, we need to regulate the communication, we need to regulate how IoT is implemented, because otherwise we will be in a severely insecure global ecosystem. We also need to take into account education. Now today everyone is speaking about cyber, but when we are speaking in conferences like this one, we are preaching to the converted. Okay, everyone here understands the importance of cyber, but does the normal Joe in the street understand it? I always give my mother as an example. She's an amazing lady. She knows practically nothing about cyber, but she's constantly using her computer. She's driving a car. She's utilizing connected devices. She needs to understand the potential cyber risks in all of these devices, and this can only be achieved from very early education. Now, when we're talking about IoT, we need to be able to combine various security layers. Some of them are traditional layers. Some of them are innovative layers, starting from the regulation through cyber education, training, and hygiene, both for the end users, the consumers, such as my mother, and the vendors. Solutions for protecting the hardware, IT and communication security best practices, monitoring of the network layer, the data centers, the cores, the multi-service edge, and the systems and the sensors, a multi-layer approach. Anomaly detection in order to predict potential cyber attacks, and various mitigation capabilities. We also need to be able to conduct forensics at an IoT level. Today we are able to conduct forensics for a singular device, for an endpoint, potentially for a network. Can we conduct forensics at a global IoT network level? We need to be able to conduct ongoing vulnerability assessment and penetration testings of IoT networks in order to be able to determine their potential risks and harden them and secure them. And as long as we approach the IoT cyber layers in a traditional and innovative manner, we will be able to create a more secure world. Now, I think the most important message for me is the fact that there is no single company in the world that is able to solve IoT security. This is one of the most important and emerging challenges today. But there is no single company that is able to solve this. In order to solve this, we need collaboration. We need collaboration within the private sector. We need collaboration between the private sector and the public sector. We need national level collaboration. We need international collaboration. And I think that every speaker on this podium from the morning spoke about collaboration. Now, IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries, is practicing what we preach, and we established, together with 9 other companies, ICCC, the Israel Cyber Companies Consortium. It includes some of the best and finest of Israel's cyber companies and innovation. The idea is to be able to secure from the hardware level to the cloud and beyond. The idea is to help all of you reduce the risk of incorporating technologies from startups when we are talking about national level cybersecurity. So today we have 10 companies in the consortium. We are constantly on the lookout for additional innovative and unique companies to add to this consortium, and together we are able to provide end-to-end solutions for our end users. So ladies and gentlemen, with these final thoughts, I leave you. Thank you very much for a more cyber secure world.